Hey, it's a groovy morning. We're here for daily 16 notes. We're going to be looking at multiplying polynomials today. We'll be talking about everybody's favorite four-letter F word, of course, which is not fart, but we are going to be talking first with multiplying polynomials, FOIL. FOIL is used when we multiply two binomials together. If I could, not get tongue twisted there. Binomials, again, are expressions with two terms. So looking at example 1, x and 2, term 1, term 2, x and -5, term 1, term 2. So two terms times two terms. So we use the acronym FOIL to describe the process of multiplying each term from my first parenthesis to each term in my second. Again, that acronym FOIL is first, outside, inside, and last. So what it looks like is almost like a double distributive property. So I'm going to take my x term here in my first parentheses and multiply it to both terms in the second set of parentheses. When I multiply x times x, I'm going to get x squared. X times -5, -5x. Now I'm going to take the second term, the 2, and multiply it to the x and -5. So the x times x here, that was the letter F in our acronym FOIL. I'm multiplying the first terms together, the x and the x. These are both listed first in the binomials. And then the x and the -5, they are to the outside. Now 2 times x is the inside terms, 2x, and then 2 times -5, -10. I can put my like terms together, again, same variable and exponent. So I'm going to have x squared, -5 and 2 gives me -3x, and then -10. I know you've seen this, so we can fly on and just do our quick little refresh. Example 2, I'm going to multiply first outside, inside, last. A times a gives me a squared. A times -4, -4a. 3 times a, 3a. And then 3 times -4 is -12. My like terms there in the middle, -4 and 3 gives me -1a, or just -a. And then numerically I have -12. Watch this. What we're watching for here is, we'll talk about this too in one of the next lessons, special cases. I have a sum and difference of identical binomials. So n times n on my first, n squared, n times -7, -7n, 7 times n, 7n, and then 7 times -7, -49. So what I mean by that sum and difference is if you look at your middle two terms, -7 plus 7n, those two are opposites. They make 0, so all we're left with is n squared minus 49. Now isn't that crazy? Oofda, if you are Norwegian. Okay, we need to be careful here. When I square something, remember that means we're going to multiply it by itself, like 5 squared means to take 5 times 5. Same thing with binomials. Okay, when I have y plus 4 squared, I need to write that out twice as y plus 4 times y plus 4. I can't just take and bring my exponent outside in because I have more than a monomial. Remember, these are binomials, two terms. So I can't take y squared plus 16. That is incorrect. To square, I need to multiply the term by itself. So I'm going to go y times y and get y squared. Y times 4, 4y. 4 times y, another 4y. And then 4 times 4 is that sweet 16. So my middle terms, 4 and 4, give me 8y plus 16. When's the last time you had this much fun? I don't know. This is crazy good. All right, look out. Example 5 is another one similar to 3 with the sum and difference. F times f, f squared, minus 12f. 12 times f, positive 12f. And then 12 times negative 12 is negative 144. Notice here the f's, the sum and difference, make 0. So I'm left with f squared minus a buck 44 as my simplified term. Oh, it's crazy. We got another one of these square doodads, ditbops, dingwangies, whatever you want to call them. So again, there's nothing fancy to it. I gotta write it out twice. Put on my Nikes. Just do it. 6 times 6, 36. A times a squared. So I got 36a squared. 6 times 6a times negative 1, negative 6a. And then negative 1 times 6a, negative 6a. Careful here. On my last terms, negative 1 times negative 1 comes out to positive 1. So I'm going to have 36a squared. Negative 6 minus 6 gives me negative 12a plus 1. Again, not terribly difficult. We just got to slow down, pay attention to details, and take a deep breath. Last of the FOILs before we look at some larger terms. 3a times 4a gives me 12a squared. 3 times 4, 12, a times a squared. 3a times negative 5 is negative 15a. 2 times 4, 8a. And 2 times negative 5, negative 10. Again, those middle terms, we love them. Put them together. Negative 15 and 8, negative 7a minus 10. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. All right, let's look at larger terms. This is what I call FOIL on steroids. So this is like FOIL, something like that. Go ahead and laugh at me. What I'm going to do here, notice I have a binomial times a trinomial. Same idea. I'm going to take each term in my first parenthesis and multiply it to all terms in the second parenthesis. So there's no fancy, like, 6-letter acronym to model this. It's a Nike event. So I have an x to the first times x squared. That'll be x cubed. 1 and 2 gives me 3 for the exponent. X times negative 5x, negative 5x squared. X times 4, 4x. 2 times x squared, 2x squared. 2 times negative 5x, negative 10x. And then 2 times 4 is a crazy 8. All right, now it gets a little detail oriented. We got my x cubed, that's the only x to the third. And I have x squareds. Negative 5 and 2 gives me negative 3x squared. X is to the first. Positive 4 minus 10 is negative 6x plus 8. So there we have it. Last one before we look at a little geometry connection. So again, I'm going to have 6 total products here. Careful. 3x times negative 2x to the third. Well, numerically, 3 times negative 2, negative 6. X and x to the third multiplied give me x to the fourth. 3x times 5x is 15x squared. 3x times negative 6. Negative 18x. Oh, maybe you're thinking you're saved by the bell. Not so fast. multiplying my second set of three terms. Negative 4 times negative 2 gives me positive 8. X to the third. Negative 4 times 5x, negative 20x. And then finally, negative times negative, positive 4 times 6, 24. I only have this negative 6x to the fourth. X's to the third, I only have the 8. X squareds, I only have the 15. X's to the first, I've got negative 18 minus 20, negative 38x, and then plus 24. As Keith Jackson would say to this one, whoa, Nelly. All right. Area, rectangle. I'm going to simply multiply my length times width together to get the area. So I'm going to take x minus 1 and multiply it by 2x plus 7. That's my area, length times width. So yes, I do have to not fart, but FOIL. X times 2x is 2x squared. X times 7, 7x. Inside, negative 1 times 2x, negative 2x. And then negative 1 times 7 is negative 7. So I'll put my like terms together in the middle. 7x take away 2x is 5x minus 7. So there is my simplified expression for the area. Thanks for your time. Make it a groovy day.